to go live, but it doesn't go live until you. Good morning, YouTubers and Facebook peeps. Welcome to Sunday Soul Talks, where I just talk about what's changed for me, this Lori character, the me that we believe ourselves to be, that causes all the pain and suffering in this world, is the idea of the little me. So I called this one, good morning, Cynthia. I called this one over on YouTube. I put a heading about what stories are you telling yourself about someone else or yourself. The little me has so many freaking stories attached to it about this one and that one and how they've wronged me or how I've wronged them. That's the guilt. All of that is attached to a me that isn't reality. It literally isn't real. I'm sure Cynthia sees you, dear. She just saw you putting the damn thing on in the camera. So, yeah, the little me carries so much guilt and shame and pain. It's just pain when you're identified with this body. It's painful. First of all, it's never good enough. Because that's the number one, right, Cynthia? You've heard this a million times. It's always thinking there's something wrong with it. And then it has, when this little me is finding fault here, it's going to find fault out there in the others. And all of that negativity. Yeah, Cynthia says, good morning, Peter. He's got the door shut now. You can't hear me. I'll read it to him after. This is too funny. See, he's covering up so no one will see him because he doesn't have a shirt on. He has this thing about, because he doesn't love himself. He doesn't like the way he looks. I don't know anybody that really does. When you're a friend of mine posted a thing about being in the flow. Because and I said to him, because it said at the bottom, when do you feel most in the flow? And I have to say, it's when I'm somewhere new, because it's not routine. It's nothing, there's no prediction. The mind can't predict what's going to happen. It can't anyway, but when it's routine, in your routine of life, what the heck? Something's itching me. That's what causes the mind to think it knows, but it can't know anything when it's all new. So there's a lightness to you because it doesn't know. It doesn't know anyway, but it believes it. Our minds believe it. No, the I know mind is what Byron Katie teaches. It doesn't know. Somebody will have some kind of, like my girlfriend. Okay, let's take my girlfriend, Nicole. Back in the day when I first started walking with her or hiking with her in Maine almost at least 3 times a week, sometimes 5. We would hike all through, and she was in it hardcore. Like, her son was into drugs, and she was a mess. And the stories she had about him and the hatred, it started from guilt because she had a story. The little me, Nicole, had a story of, I didn't want this. She had 3 girls, older, and then he was like a oops. And she was devastated when she found out. So she actually opened up and said that because she didn't want it, and she believed that that's why he was. Oh, she coddled him. When we're filled with guilt over something we believe we did, it creates this body to do things from a thought, to do things to try to correct it from guilt. Guilt is what concretizes the idea that there's a me inside this body, and I'm going through life as a victim. As a victim, the me is a victim of everything going on. Poor me. And I'll tell you exactly who did this to me, what they did to me this time. Most of our conversations are like that. Poor me. So, as you are open to this message that there is no me inside this body, the body is doing exactly what it's meant to do in this dream of separation that never really happened. The me is separate. It believes it's separate from God, separate from life unfolding. And that's why it hurts. Instead of letting it flow. When I'm on vacation, the last vacation in New York was literally magical. I can't that it every single moment was magical, including being yelled at by somebody for an hour. But I don't carry a story about him. I don't like the lady that yelled at me at the concert, the like Luke Bryan concert. I tell the story about it because it's so um, liberating for Lori to see that she's not taking it personal. The minute somebody comes at me with, like this morning, Peter had a dream that I don't know, some guy or something, and he was trying to talk to me and I wouldn't say a word. He has many dreams like that. Many. He has a lot of pain inside and blaming me. And this morning, when I was putting makeup on, why are you getting all dolled up? No wonder I have dreams about you cheating or whatever. So his story about me is that I'm a cheater. Now, my first awakening was a result of, actually, you could call it a cheater. I didn't sleep with the guy, but I was thinking. This is how the mind is so delusional, how it puts makes this body do things that it would not want to do. But in the bigger picture, All that is wanted Lori to do this, to think that because the mind was thinking that this guy was going to be better when her boys were 6 and 10, thinking because Peter and I've been together since I was 14 and he was 15. So the thought in the back of mine was, did I settle? Could there be something better out there? Ugh, just feeling that today hurts. I can feel it. There's no better out there. You cannot get love from anything out there. That's not the way love works. You find it in yourself. It's what you are. And as that is found and realized, you are God. God is love. Everybody knows that God is love. So why we're taught as young children that God is above us, damning us to hell for the sins because we're so bad. Every single person is carrying that around. And then we're going to pay for it when we die because we're going to burn in hell for our sins. What? We tell kids this? A kid doesn't know any of this. A kid doesn't know any of this until it's told. So then I remember being a kid and I don't even know your mind comes up with, you did this wrong. And there's that horrible feeling inside. And I remember being so afraid of God. I was going to be punished to all eternity for. That's why people are so afraid to die. Because everybody's carrying around a belief that I'm wrong. I'm a bad person. That's it. That's why we have to fight to be right. I'm doing it wrong. That's why we have to fight to be right. God, that right fighting is so deeply ingrained. Even when you're driving, you're just constantly. I mean, if somebody cuts in front of you, blah, blah, blah. What? So what? How about being grateful there wasn't an accident? What happened? Something happened with Peter yesterday. Oh, somebody was doing a U-turn and Peter was going right on red. So they were going together at the same time. And I'm like, oh, and the lady you could tell and Peter took it personally. I'm like, she's just scared. That's all. She's just scared. Did she give you the finger? Even if she did, it don't matter. It literally doesn't matter. It's a finger. We put so much, that shows you how much meaning our minds put to a gesture. If you put this finger up, does it matter? Or this finger? We put meaning on, and taking offense. The only one that's taking offense to a middle finger going up is the little me. The one that believes that putting the middle finger up is a bad thing. And that, how dare they? That little me is the one that gets offended all through life. It doesn't feel good enough, so it comes out fighting. What? He did this to me. They did this to me. But then when it looks like you did something to somebody else, oh, different story. There's guilt, but a lot of times we don't. The guilt is there, but a lot of times we don't want to. The me doesn't want to admit that it's done anything wrong. Now, this is a big one. So I know I told you about my girlfriend, Christina, who's told her husband that she's not going on the trip that he had planned for them. because it's horrible. It's not a good thing. The fighting between the two of them, it's escalated. It's so she. Good morning, Sandy. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Mm. So I was talking with Georgia because I know he said so many things about me because Christina told me what he thinks of me because I've hit some. I was talking about him one time behind at his. I didn't realize there was a camera on his lanai, and Phoebe and I were talking, and it came to me why he's so volatile with her. I mean, first of all, that you're you don't believe that you're good enough. So it that mind, that little me starts to try to make it so you are, which you already are just from being. You are enough just for being. And every thought that goes by, okay, you are the sky. The clouds are the thoughts. Let them go. Every single thought that comes through is bullshit. Don't be it. You're the one that's watching the thoughts. And as you start recognizing, oh, that's a thought. That's just a thought. Speaking of the devil, there's Phoebe and Christina right now. So I talked to Georgia and I call him Georgia because that's the way when we first got introduced, his name was George. I called him George, but then Christina was calling him Georgia, and it just stuck with me. Just because I know it, it doesn't matter what he said about me. It doesn't matter what anybody says about you. The only reason it would hurt is if your little me already believes it. Then you're going to come out fighting. But I saw clearly that Christina looked to him as a dad because her dad, that's a whole story. And so that little me doesn't feel worth it, and he doesn't believe he's worth her love. Both of them don't believe they're worthy of each other's love. That's what causes all the pain and suffering in every single relationship, whether it's mother, no matter what relationship it is, the fighting, the misunderstanding is that I'm trying to get your love and I will never get it, which is the truth. You cannot get love from anybody. It's an inside job. You will never get love from someone outside of you. It's not possible. Once you recognize deeply that you are the love you've been looking for out there in something in the world that you're never going to get, you can get all the cars, all the homes, all the money. That's not going to make you feel satisfied. You have to go inside and realize you are it. And then you just give it away. Then it doesn't matter. The cars, the house, the money, but none of it matters. It's only the little me that thinks it matters. Got to have. And the more stuff you have, the more it owns you. Because you got to insure it. You got to worry about it. Anyway, so I was talking to him last week, like I do. I said something about, because he was blaming her. So of course, the minute blame, and he went on and on and on about how she. And I said, Georgia, you will never be. I didn't say you'll never find the love you are, because that's totally foreign to him. But I said something like you'll never love, blame When there's blame, there's no love. Zero. Zero. So this is what this whole thing is about: stories. What stories do you tell about others? What stories do you tell of what they did to you? Blame, because that mind, that little me, needs to blame. But every single person that is in those stories that your mind is holding resentment for, or whatever, is keeping you from realizing the love that you are. Every single story is holding your heart in a cage. The stories of the others and how, because your story about that person does not define that person at all. You can't define a person. A person is so multifaceted with the me, with the good morning, Margie. It's so many layers of beliefs of a person, which none of them are true. Not one belief about yourself or another person is true. Not one. It's holding your heart in a cage. So anyway, so I Phoebe and I have been doing meditations and sending love to Christina and Georgia. And I don't know exactly what got to, I have no idea. But this week he said to the girl who introduced the two of them, he said to her, "Listen, I haven't been an angel in this marriage." So as Christina was telling me, I'm going, whoa, 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 whoa. She's going on and on. I'm whoa, 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 whoa. Come back, come back. That's huge. The blame is so hard against her that admitting that means his mind is starting. It takes something to start to shake the armor up, the armor that we hold around our heart, blaming other people. When you start to open up and realize that, huh, maybe they're just like that because I'm seeing them like that. So I am sending love to George and Christina in every meditation, every night, every morning. Just sending love. Phoebe and I did a big one on the beach on Friday together, because where two or more or whatever, Jesus said that in the Bible. So where two or more are gathered in my name or something, I don't know, something like that. So we've been doing this together, and I've done it with my sister and her husband. I had stories. They had stories about me, but it doesn't matter. It's only mine. And then as you send love to another person from your heart, I picture their image. Send love from my heart to theirs because we're connected. We're all one. That's why it hurts so bad when you judge another person. You can't ever be separate from that person, so it hurts. Whether they're alive or dead, you cannot be separate. The bodies, the little me's, the identity of this body and me that hurts so bad seems like it's separate from the others, but that's not who you are. You are the light, the love that can't be separate from anything. Never mind another person. And it's not separate from anything. It isn't anything. I like to call it light because that's the best way it penetrates. Or wind, the wind. It moves the trees, but you're never going to see it. The wind, we're the wind that moves this body, but you're never going to see it. And your mind can't put it in a box of, I know. You can't know. Yeah, that's why mom and dad's passing was not painful for me one bit. The gratitude I have still when I think of them, I can't help but smile because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. And as much as my mom and I butted heads, those were the She was my biggest teacher. My dad, with his kindness, anybody who knows my dad knows how kind he was, kind to everybody. He would bitch behind their back, but he was kind to everybody. He loved people because deep down he knew he loved himself. He did love himself. Um, and mom, deep down, well, when she said on her deathbed, I lived Gloria's life, not mine. How many of you are living your little me's life, not yours, not the love that you are, the light that you are as light that doesn't fight, that forgives, that just enjoy in myself. Enjoy. Just like when you were a little kid before you before you decided that you know what life is or what's going on, how horrible it is. The fighting, all that fighting is a reflection of what's going on inside every single one of us. And as we entertain this message from the sages way back, Alan Watts is Alan Watts, who's Carl Jung. Lately, there's been some great videos about Carl Jung. Everything that they're saying is like validation for Lori's journey to seeing. So there is okay. So to me, to Lori, enlightenment means not being identified with the body at all, coming from the oneness completely. That has not happened here. But in the story of Lori, the identification with the me, she has been able to come from love, mostly. Being with Phoebe on Friday, she was judging her about her smoking so bad. She loves Phoebe. And I see as the judgment is there, it makes for a wall. That stops anything you're thinking somebody else is doing wrong is hurting you, hands down. So I got to play with that on Friday. And since then, my mind has been going there and seeing how awful it feels in this body to judge her for her smoking. The biggest thing was when she wanted to get rid of it and put it, she didn't want the fish to, she felt bad about dumping it in the water because she saw the fish, but she's putting it in her body. So anyway, that's just her. Lori needs to let this go because I see it's feeling awful in this body. And when you're feeling mostly good in the body, flowing with life, that's what I was saying about the flow, when you're at a different place. When we were in New York and how it flowed, there was no prediction. That mind couldn't predict what was going to happen. It was all new. New people, new situations, and I noticed the thought process was, "Woo, what's gonna happen today? What's gonna be? What's this day gonna bring when I wake up?" Instead of like I noticed this morning waking up, it was worried about what was gonna be said on this thing. And the thing is, every single Sunday this happens. The thoughts come, but I let them go because I have no idea. But I'm sitting down ahead of time, Lori, sitting down ahead of time now and centering in. I had a really good meditation out on Lanai this morning at like before the sun, well, just as the sun was coming up. The sky, the clouds were so pink. The sky has been amazing lately. I don't know if anybody's noticed the clouds, the blue, I don't know. The sunsets, jeez, the sunsets here, and I've seen other people's sunset pictures too. They're just as gorgeous. God, we are that. We are that. That sun, that light. When you're feeling grateful and that there's no separation right there. When you're feeling grateful for that sunset, gratitude and love are the same feelings in this body. Feels amazing. Just like I think about my parents and the gratitude I have for, you know, everything and how it happened, how they passed. So much gratitude for how that all ended. And being able to be in Maine for 6 weeks, even though it was February, February and March, the coldest time of the year. It was perfect. Perfect. When I was there, it was flowing big time, right, Margie? Oh, the flow was amazing every day. I never knew. And even when my mom and I had that clashing about money, that was absolute perfection for me. Perfection. All of it. And I had Margie to talk to about it. Oh, it was, I mean, people are in your, they're like you guys being here. There's no accident here. Y- Basically, you're talking to you. Your real self is talking to you, from you. This is from you. If you're entertaining this at all, you're talking to you through Lori's body. Remember? She's saying, remember? She, he, whoever's listening. Remember? Doesn't this resonate? Because that little me, there's so much pain that doesn't have to be. Each person that you're blaming for your pain, or you're blaming, thinking they're doing something wrong, it's hurting you. It's hurting that body that's innocent. All of it is an innocent misunderstanding. All of it coming directly from your own mind. Whew, that's a stretch. If you can go there, life is going to be different. If you could just entertain the thought, what if she's right? What if? Show me. Show me. That's the best question to ask. Show me. And if it does show you, I'm here. I'm here. I'm a message away. Just I can help you through it because I didn't have any help going through it. I literally suffered through it, especially after the scam and after leaving Maine. But it was meant to be because I was by myself. I, I, life doesn't make a mistake ever. It's not making a mistake. No one's being hurt here, really. Only these bodies and minds. But we're going back to the all that is the whatever's animating this body, the life force, the essence of you is just animating this body for a short amount of time. Very short. Very short. I cannot believe 61 years. What? And then it's gone. It's gone. Lori will never, Lori, the me, this Lori body that you see, will never be back again. But the essence goes into what? Where's it going to go? My parents, I feel them. I feel they are what I am. They are the same thing, the essence. The air. It's the air. Say it's the air. Where is the air not? It's everywhere. Everywhere and in everything. Everything. Everything, and it's nothing. So that's when they say, all of the spiritual teachers or whatever, they say it's everything and nothing because it's not a thing. Whatever animates, whatever's doing all of this is not a thing. It's nothing, but it's everything at the same time. Oh my God, the depth of that. It's like, that's like bottom. It's everything and nothing at the same time. You are everything, even the one that you hate the most, the one that you resent the most. They are your teacher, that you can stop resenting them. Erase that story or look at that story and say, is that story true? Really true? What part did I play in it? What were you here to teach me? Because every single relationship is here to teach you to wake up to the truth of the light that you are. It's trying to. And when you fight it, it's okay. It's okay. You can continue fighting. But your body's going to give out because it's just holding so much. So it's just starting to. Because the body is a reflection of the mind. Just like the world is a projection. That's why nobody's living the same. Nobody has the same world, the same body. It's a projection of the mind. And it's exactly the way it's meant to be for your awakening. Before you're waking up to the love, the light, the God. Dare I say, the God that you are. 9:38. I see. When you're flowing, there's no prediction. There's no. I know what's going to happen. You you lose track of time because time isn't real. Time is a baby doesn't know time. Animals don't know time. Not clock time. When you are steeped in, I don't know, something you're excited about, something you're passionate about, time goes by so fast. You don't even, because you're not thinking about time. Kids have all of us have a hard time learning time because it's not real. It's not a reality. Only in this dream, this timeline of birth and death of the me. That's the dream, the timeline. When it's done, it's going to be like, whoop, what a trip that was. I know that this one's going to go, wow. I loved every minute of it. But it's not the only one that's hurting who you are. Like, let's talk about, I don't know what's going on because I haven't watched the news for 30 years or more now. But there's some kind of wars going on or whatever, and you feel so bad for them. Okay, that means you're identified with your body. Nobody's being hurt here. Nobody. The dream, yes, it looks like there's somebody being hurt and tragic and how horrible and poor them. Poor them comes directly from poor me. I've lost whatever. You can't lose. Only the me can lose someone or something. Money, like when I was scammed. $30,000 I lost, and it was all my fault because I wouldn't listen to people who were trying to tell me that I was being scammed, including my kids. That was the best out of all of Lori's awakenings, that was the best one because it made her sit in this place quietly, alone. No one was calling. Normally, I have calls consistently. I talk on the phone a lot to different people, just supporting them, just listening most of the time, just listening. And then I put my little things in that makes them go, hmm. Um, shit. I get off the track so easy. Yeah, I had to sit here alone. It was the darkest time. I remember getting, as soon as my eyes opened, it all came back. It was so embroiled in so many stories. One of the biggest ones was what I did to blah, 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 to everybody in my life that tried to tell me, and I blew them off. What I did to them. I didn't do anything to anybody, even to to me. I didn't do anything to her. It's too funny to completely believe all those thoughts in your head. Can you imagine not believing one of them? It's the beliefs that cause all the pain and suffering. The belief in the body, belief in the world, and how it's going to hell in a handbasket. It isn't. There's a lot of people waking up. There's a whole community. My whole Facebook feed is all, I don't, people say they have so much negative stuff on their Facebook feed. I have zero, zero. There's nobody complaining on my Facebook feed. It's all this kind of sharing. The algorithm is not showing me any negative anything. It's pretty cool. And I don't get it from the news because I don't watch the news. So, and people have said, "Oh, I don't want to put my head in the sand." If they're saying I'm putting my head in the sand, so be it. I just know that nobody's getting hurt here. Nobody. Nobody's getting hurt here. Because what you are goes back to all that is, which is, and nothing at the same time. You know, every single near death experience person comes back and says they realize it's all peace and love beyond anything they could ever imagine the minute they, and the thing is, they pop out of their bodies before any pain happens. They don't feel it until they come back in. Then it starts being painful again, especially if they've been in a major accident. Has any of you had any kind of spiritual, Cynthia, you must have had some awakening, especially with your daughter passing, passing. But I think you know she's still with you. Yeah, my parents, oh my God, my Aunt Phyllis, they all died within a year of each other. My dad, his sister, and my mom, all within a year. I don't feel like a victim of any of it. And I don't, everything that I wrote on Facebook when they passed was all beautiful. Their passings were blessings for me. Blessings in so many ways. The things I wrote about Dad, oh my God, the gratitude for showing me what kindness, being kind to people, that he showed me. He didn't have to tell me. He never told me to be kind. He just was kind to everybody and laughed. His sense of humor, right, Marty? My dad's sense of humor was off the charts. He laughed all the time, and that's what I do. And when you're laughing and not serious about life, like that's what I think that's what most people call me for. They are so serious, and I can't. I start laughing. I can't help it because they're taking it so serious. Really? How's that feel? Nothing serious. When you're serious, you know you're stuck in the dream of separation. You're not feeling the God force, the love that you are, the light, the wind, the air that you are. You're not feeling it. You're stuck in it. You don't have to be. You don't have to be stuck in it. Hmm. Realizing the love that you are, the light that you are, creates clarity in the mind. When I first talked to my parents, asking them why I didn't feel loved growing up, because I was gonna give up my here we go back to the beginning. I was gonna give up. I was going to leave my husband and my 2 kids, they were 6 and 10, because of a thought saying, "Did I settle? Because I never went out with anybody else?" Really? And the best part was it attracted a man. Your dad was a big tease. Yes, he was. He was totally a tease. Mm. He anybody who would go to the hardware store, he would give them their slip and he'd pull it away. They'd go to grab it, he'd pull it away. He was such a tease. Oh, anyway, and he loved to laugh. Um, but I was going to leave my marriage and my kids. I was literally going to leave them behind. That's how delusional this mind can be. I have the best husband and kids, and I was going to leave them for something better. Because if you notice, it's always got the ego, the little me has to be the best. It has to be better than and have the best. And if it loses, ooh, painful, especially losing money, $30,000, and it's all because of your greed. What am I going to get from this? What was he going to? He was going to give me some. Once we realized, once he came to get his box of money. God, the whole thing is so laughable now, and to be able to laugh at that, it made me feel so much crap that was in my head. I had to sit here and feel it all. Yeah, okay, so life gave me this man, or I drew this man, who knows, who would not sleep with me because I was married. I was so weak back then that I would have. He's the one that wouldn't. I would have think because I was thinking, is this love? I was thinking it was because it's in the beginning of a relationship. You know how that all that infatuation, everybody thinks that the other person is making you happy. That ain't what it is. That's very beginning of a relationship, and it's you're feeding each other's ego, is what that is. And then after a time, it's just another pair of pants or another skirt that thinks you're feeling like that's how affairs stay uh, stay because the excitement because it's forbidden. It's doing something wrong. It keeps it alive because it's sinful. It's you're doing something wrong, but you're getting away with it. Oh, that's such an ego feeder. Such an ego feeder. Because that affair will not work out if you leave your spouse and go, it's just another pair of pants because he or she wasn't giving you anything. It was just a shot of adrenaline, a shot of dopamine or whatever. Somebody secretly loves me. Because I remember in my car going to work going, why is it I have to? That's when the thoughts started coming. Why is it I have to lose Peter in order to appreciate him? What is that? Because I was looking forward to meeting this guy at work. He was a vendor. Well, I that's what started me questioning what the hell? Because it was secret. I didn't want Peter to know, so obviously I cared about what Peter thought. Obviously, there was a big time there was fear in that, in finding out, but that's what feeds that ego. 'Cause that's what it's all about. The ego is all about fear, because when you realize who you are, there's no fear because you know nothing no you're not gonna get hurt. You can't nobody's getting hurt. Now, I know this on a thought level, not on an experience level completely. Not completely yet. I know that because there's still pain in this body having to do with identifying with it. It's still here. It would be awesome if it was gone, but I'm enjoying what is. I don't, and I can't claim to be enlightened. I mean, there's been times where I had good morning share, times where it felt like after that woman yelled at me in at the Luke Bryan concert, and I came back with such compassion for her. That was like, wow, that feels like enlightenment. But then I realized, yeah, no, there's still thoughts of this body, it not being right, the pain that causes from beating it up, basically, instead of being grateful. That's the thing. When you start beating your body up for something, realize how grateful you are to be walking, grateful you are to be eating, seeing, loving. The gratitude for just walking. Right, Margie? Because Margie doesn't get to walk as well as she used to. I'm sure I imagine it used to be taken for granted. Walking was taken for granted. Don't even think about it, but what these legs and feet and hands and eyes and mouth and heart, our heart alone gets us to enjoy this. That's the thing. When you're beating up what yourself or others inside, you're not, there's no gratitude. Gratitude and love are the best feelings in this body. It's a very high vibration. Shame, guilt, blame is a low, very low vibration. And you can feel it in your body. Which one would you rather? Go to the gratitude. Gratitude feels so good. Mm. Now there's a lot of gratitude, a lot more gratitude than there was in the past. And that those questionings started questioning of why do I have to lose here in order to appreciate him. It's not about appreciating him. It's about appreciating you, appreciating yourself. Do you appreciate you? Or are you stuck in those thoughts of whatever? Appreciate you. Appreciate. As you appreciate you appreciate others and everything. Even if it comes up to something and the mind goes, I don't like this already. My 2-year-old grandson, I don't like that song. At 2 years old already, I don't like it. Doesn't matter if you like it or not. It's part of the experience. Appreciate it as much as you can. What is this here to teach me? Show me. We have church today. Hasn't been a church in a long time. Actually, we have done a lot with my sister and brother-in-law this week. Went out to dinner with them Friday night to Salty Papa's. It's coconut chicken. That's the only time Peter eats coconut. Oh, no. Nope. He does the Bahama Mama at Tropical Smoothie. They have smoothies that have, I don't even know what's in it, but there's coconut in it. He loves it. And this coconut chicken, it comes with this pineapple or pina colada sauce. There's pineapple and coconut in this sauce that you dip the coconut chicken. Yeah, they didn't have to ask me twice. Yep, we're going there. Anyway, all right, you guys. Thank you. Thank you for entertaining even a little bit of this talk. If you've made it to the end, that means you, who you really are, wants to embrace. Actually, the me wants to embrace itself. The me is breaking down. If you've listened to the end of this, the me is being tamed without you even knowing. I didn't know until that thing happened with the Patty at the Luke Bryan concert. I did not know that that was possible to have compassion for somebody who was yelling in my face, telling me they wanted pepper spray to be in my face right now. You don't know what's being changed inside there. You don't. But it will show you when you say, show me. I'll see you next Sunday. Love and light, just like Cynthia says every day to all, whether this is live or watched. Sending so much love directly to your heart from Lori's heart. Because you're already that. Goodbye.